What is going on, Bears Nation? Can you imagine our beloved team playing anywhere else but the iconic Soldier Field? Well, a legendary face of our franchise just dropped a bombshell that has every fan talking. Brian Urlacher is speaking out, and he is clearly not holding back regarding the organization's potential move to Indiana and the political fallout behind it. Is this really the end of an era for Chicago? You need to hear what he had to say about this stadium situation. Make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and drop a comment below. Let's dive into this. Chicago Bears legend Brian Urlacher is speaking out against the potential relocation of his former team from their historic home at Soldier Field. In a recent discussion, the Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker expressed significant dissatisfaction regarding the team's current trajectory toward moving to Hammond, Indiana. Urlacher, a staple of the franchise's history, emphasized that he simply cannot envision the team competing in a venue outside of their traditional Chicago roots. This development represents a major shift in the team's organizational strategy as they look beyond the borders of Illinois. According to Urlacher, the failure of state lawmakers to pass necessary legislation for fiscal security and infrastructure funding is a primary driver behind the team's interest in exploring new options. The former standout player pointedly criticized the leadership in both Chicago and Illinois for allowing the situation to deteriorate to the point where an exit is under consideration. For Urlacher, the prospect of the team leaving the state is a difficult reality to accept. He argued that officials should have prioritized keeping the organization within Illinois, even if remaining at Soldier Field was off the table. The conversation highlights a growing frustration among those deeply connected to the franchise's history regarding the lack of legislative support. As the debate over the team's future venue intensifies, Urlacher remains vocal about the mismanagement he perceives in the state's approach to keeping the team. The tension centers on the fiscal decisions made by local leaders, which Urlacher believes have alienated the organization and pushed it toward a more financially viable, yet geographically distant future. As fans rally and cry out "Bear down" in support of their team's legacy, the question of where they will eventually call home remains the central point of contention for everyone involved. The financial implications of a potential move to Hammond, Indiana, are a significant factor in the organization's current decision-making process. Brian Urlacher acknowledged that, from a business standpoint, the relocation makes sense for the team. He noted that the organization does not own Soldier Field, which limits their control over revenue generated on game days. By moving to a new stadium in a different state, the franchise would gain greater autonomy over their financial operations and the overall revenue stream. Urlacher pointed out that the current arrangement involves a division of profits with the city, a system that he believes is not as beneficial as having full ownership of their own venue. Indiana is reportedly offering more favorable terms than Illinois, providing the team with the financial flexibility they are seeking. For the organization, controlling their own facility is a massive advantage that could reshape their economic standing. While Urlacher holds a strong sentimental attachment to the team's history in Chicago, he recognizes that the professional realities of the league often dictate these moves. The lack of a competitive deal from Illinois officials has effectively paved the way for Indiana to become a more attractive partner for the team. This economic shift is the driving force behind the team's willingness to look past state lines to ensure their long-term viability. While the fans remain passionate, the cold reality of business dictates that the team must look for the most sustainable path forward. Despite the emotional weight of moving away from a historic site, the potential for increased earnings and stadium control creates a compelling argument for the front office to pursue the new location in Hammond to better secure their future operations. Why does this matter right now for the team and its supporters? The ongoing uncertainty surrounding the future home of the franchise has reached a critical juncture that impacts the team's stability and long-term planning. The transition from Soldier Field is not just a change in venue, it is a fundamental shift in how the organization will operate in the coming years. By exploring options in Arlington Heights and Hammond, the team is signaling a move toward a new era where they prioritize self-sufficiency and economic independence. This move matters because it forces the fan base to reconcile their deep-seated history with the modern demands of professional football. For the players, the uncertainty about the future venue can serve as a backdrop to their performances, though many believe the loyal fan base will follow the team regardless of where the games are played. Urlacher himself noted that the seats will sell out, proving that the identity of the team remains strong despite the location of the stadium. However, the political and financial friction surrounding this process highlights the challenges of balancing tradition with the necessity of modern infrastructure. The team's ability to secure a stadium where they control the revenue is vital for keeping them competitive in the long run. As they navigate these complexities, the focus remains on the organizational health and the ability to maximize returns on their operations. By moving to a more favorable fiscal environment, the team aims to build a foundation that supports their aspirations without the limitations of their current stadium agreement. The stakes are high, and the outcome of these negotiations will define the next chapter for the organization, its players, and its dedicated community of followers for many years to come. Beyond the stadium debate, Brian Urlacher expressed optimism regarding the current direction of the team on the field, particularly with the arrival of head coach Ben Johnson and the development of young quarterback Caleb Williams. Urlacher praised the leadership of Johnson, noting that the team is clearly focused on building around the talent of their signal caller. Caleb Williams has been described as an incredible presence, with a unique skill set that combines elite running ability with high-level passing performance. According to Urlacher, the growth Williams has shown from his first to his second season is a major point of excitement for anyone invested in the team's success. The former linebacker dismisses any concerns about the so-called Madden curse, viewing the quarterback's appearance on the cover as a well-deserved honor that reflects his rising stature in the league. This excitement about the team's personnel serves as a direct contrast to the frustration felt regarding the stadium situation. While the front office and state officials negotiate the financial future of the venue, the focus on the roster remains on development and growth. Urlacher believes that as the supporting cast around Williams improves, the overall performance of the squad will continue to trend upward. This dual narrative, organizational uncertainty versus on-field promise, characterizes the current state of the team. Fans are simultaneously looking for answers about where they will be cheering in the future, while also witnessing the evolution of a promising young quarterback. The combination of tactical change under Ben Johnson and the physical talent of Caleb Williams provides a bright spot for the team, regardless of where they eventually play their home games in the future. Looking at the broader landscape, Brian Urlacher remains a prominent voice in sports, often sharing his perspectives on both the game and the cultural issues surrounding professional athletes. Beyond his critiques of the stadium situation, he has been vocal about his support for President Donald Trump, noting that he appreciates the business acumen and sports-focused mindset he attributes to him. Urlacher also addressed the controversy surrounding New York Giants quarterback Jackson Dart, who faced criticism for introducing Trump at a rally. Urlacher defended the move, stating that an invitation to present a president of the United States is a significant opportunity that should not be refused, regardless of political leanings. He lamented that politics has become such a divisive force in sports since 2016, noting that such issues were less prominent during his own playing career. Additionally, Urlacher reiterated his firm stance on the inclusion of transgender athletes in women's sports, citing biological differences as the primary reason for his position. He expressed concern about the direction of certain policies, particularly those supported by progressives, and emphasized his desire to protect his children and future grandchildren from competing against biological men. As he continues to stay active in the sports community, including his participation in the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe, Urlacher balances his life as a retired legend with his role as a commentator on societal and political issues. Whether he is discussing the future of his former team, analyzing the performance of current stars, or weighing in on the national discourse, Urlacher remains a figure whose opinions carry significant weight for fans and critics alike. His commentary serves as a window into the intersection of football, politics, and personal values in 2026.